Good evening, hockey fans from across Canada, and welcome inside the MacArthur Island Sports and Event Center. We're on the big rink for the nightcap to wrap up Day 2 here at the 2025 National Aboriginal Hockey Championship here in Kamloops, BC, on the traditional territory of Tecumseh's Tishrequetmuk. My name is Jamie Shinkuski to bring you this one between Team Ontario and Team Manitoba. And it's the boys in white, gold and black coming in 2-0, looking to stay undefeated as they've got the puck early. Rollison trying to gain the zone, has it taken away. It was Ontario. They'll be going left to right on your broadcast screens at home to start in the black. The New Jersey jerseys style for Team Ontario as we have an early penalty. Roughing the call as Cade Metataboan going to head to the box for 2. And a good opportunity to introduce our officiating crew for this evening. Derek Hatch, Brandon Coop with the bands, and Nick Gillum, Greg Lind calling it on the lines. And so we'll see an early Manitoba power play as they look to go to work. It's Hamlin, Thomas, Fedora, Clark, who gains the puck at the point. And Rollison, the 5th unit, as that goes to the net front. Knocked to the corner. Battle. Fedora looking to come away with it. Cycle intercepted and cleared by Royce Abraham. As we get the penalty killers changing. 2nd unit for Ontario as they've ticked 30 seconds off the clock. As this Manitoba power play looks to regroup here. Nearly a minute expired in this opening frame. They'll send it deep. Fedora to give chase. Takes a good bump there from Stiers in the corner. Manitoba looking to come up with it. Hard battle. To the point, not out. Held in by Hamlin. He'll walk in. Cross crease. Big pad save. Malcolm Rose. That'll be cleared down the ice by Kachego. There's a quick look at our starting goaltenders. You saw the big right pillow kick out there. Malcolm Rose gets the nod between the pipes for Ontario. And looking down at the other end at Dawson Groen for Manitoba. They gain the line. Haney leaves for Dick. To the point. Collins. Otten. Haney's shot goes wide, and with 30 seconds in the power play, Ontario going to get some more changes. One glorious scoring opportunity. Huge pad save, keeping this 0-0 here in the early going. A good forecheck from Nash Jacobs. And that should just about do it for the man advantage. They'll get one more breakout, maybe an opportunity, as Collins steps out from behind his net. Right wing for Haney through the middle. Puck's loose. Manitoba comes in onside. It's Mitchell Thompson giving chase. He's knocked off the puck. Pops free for Haney. Drives goal line. Quick pass, shot, save. And Rose plays it to the corner. And Ontario now back at full strength. Looks to come the other way. Led by Pickersgill. He'll gain the line. Dish for McDonald. Step to the middle. Pucks bobbled away. Nice poke check by Noah Otten. As he'll break out that attempt. Quick the other way. And that pass going to be too far for Wyatt Dick. He'll beat and negate the potential icing. As Ontario breaks out, looks to come the other way. It's turned over. Dick can't handle the bouncing puck. And that's picked off by Mitchell Thompson as Ontario look to come through center. 3 minutes gone so far in this first period, and it's 0-0. 2 shots on goal in the early man advantage. As here comes Manitoba looking for more. Haney with their shot, deflects wide. And that'll be cleared all the way down the ice. Players tangled up behind off camera. And play on. A little talking to from the officials as Manitoba looks to regroup deep in their own zone. Up the left wing, Mikey Thomas with it now. 2-on-2. Looking for Langan, can't connect with them. They'll go all the way back to the corner. Cunningham Laux sends it around the boards. Is picked off. Manitoba to the middle. Dancing. Puck's loose, and Quinnell can't get the shot on goal. Some dangerous looking chances, and they can't find a way past Malcolm Rose here in the early stages. To the corner, Quinnell. He's got two defenders checking him. It'll pop free for Bond, and he'll just play that down the ice, and it should not have enough for icing, so full-scale changes for Team Ontario here. Sturgeon under pressure from Hamlin. Leaves for McLeod. He'll look to put it up the strong side boards. Taken away by Langen for Manitoba. Has it stripped back by Jackson Irvin. Stepping through center. Takes a hard knock from Hank Thompson. And again, Manitoba looking to counter. Thompson back with it. He'll play a near board side. Rollison brings it into the corner, gives chase. He gets to it first. Pokes it free to a teammate. Hamlin walks up the board. Takes a hit, loses the puck, and it's back the other way. 2-on-3 come Ontario now. As you see, Dawson Groen there standing by, still yet to be tested in that Manitoba crease. Quick pass to the line. Not held in. Pickersgill will bring it all the way back behind his own net. Here's Landon Pickersgill. Play it up the boards. Little touch and go. Dockstader coming across the line. Shot high and wide, and that'll rim all the way around and back down to the Ontario end as Captain Ashton Pitawanakwat gives chase and regroups for his squad. Up the near side, LaBelle looking for a headman feed. It's not there, but Dockstader going to give chase. Gets to it first. Can't find a teammate in the low corner. Manitoba looks to counter. Through center, it's turned over. Pitawanakwat comes across the blue line. He's got a man streaking to the net. Centering feed. Tip just wide off the stick of Cooper LaBelle. Pitawanakwat in the corner again. Gets it to Kachego to the point. Stiers. D to D. Delays. Shots on. Kicked aside by Groen. Now an opportunity. LaFournaise has a man streaking. Puts it up the right side. Here comes Quinnell. Shot saved by Rosen. He will hang on for the whistle. 13:47 still to play, but we're going to see our first Ontario power play as Gavin Quinnell getting called for a slash. As a little contact, there's no denying that one's going to be late as he let that one rip from the blue line. And Rose just held on for the whistle. And so we saw a couple dangerous chances for Manitoba on their first PP opportunity. And we'll see Ontario go to work. Kachego, Jacobs, Pitawanakwat, Stiers, and McDonald out for the power play unit. As Stiers plays it back behind the net, intercepted, and they'll battle for the loose puck in the corner. Manitoba can't clear. And it's Ontario able to regroup. Both these teams coming in undefeated thus far. A win and a tie on the docket for Ontario. As Pitawanakwat takes it at the right point. To the top. Back for the captain. Looking for a lane. Shot. Hits a leg. Gets it back. That one goes off a teammate and wide. Stiers gets to Kachego. Pitawanakwat. Shot again off a defender. And to the corner. As Team Manitoba penalty killers really sacrificing their bodies here. Only one shot on goal registered as we tick through 7 minutes into this opening frame. To the middle. Streaking was Devin McDonald, but his stick lifted perfectly as a big pinch. Cade Metatabobin lowering the boom. And he'll take the puck back. It's Metatabobin. Cross the line. Steps to the middle. Loses the handle. And that's going to result in a 5-on-3. As Emerson Taylor coming after the loose puck had his stick chopped out of his hands. And for 38 seconds, we will see a two-man advantage for Ontario. The slashing penalty to Wyatt Dick, going to put them short 2. A new unit coming out here for Ontario. We'll see if they can find some offensive magic. as we will see a new centerman waved in. Hubert Clark in to take it for Manitoba, playing as the visitors tonight. So really both teams obviously on the road. They'll just get the luxury of last change. There's a point shot from Pickersgill. Big kick save by Groen. It's Pickersgill with it again at the line. Lets a long shot go. Save, rebounds there, and he pounces on it. Makes no mistake. As Groen, really his big first test of the night, and he's equal to the task. With 19 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3, and he will look to his right for the faceoff. Scrambly draw. Ontario will get it back to the point. Sturgeon delays for Pickersgill. Sturgeon again to the corner. Dockstader steps to the middle, bobbles, and it's chipped away by Haney on the PK. Dockstader looking to come back in, gains the line, but is forced back out as we're back to 5-on-4 action. Just over a minute remaining here. In the man advantage. That one not quite going to be enough for icing, but it will come out again. Ontario forced to regroup. It's Lewis Sturgeon. Step into the corner. Needs a teammate and support. Finds LaBelle. It's a scramble for it in the corner as the penalty killer's certainly happy to kill a few extra seconds off the clock. As all hands on deck as the battle continues for it. Who can find the loose puck? And we'll just give up. We need a change, please. Hit the whistle, and the officials will. And we'll see all the new units coming out here. 36 seconds. Still remains in the Ontario power play. 2 shots on goal so far in this extended power play sequence. As the unit that started the man advantage will now come out, and we will see another center waved out for Manitoba. McCallum in to take it. Ontario wins it back. And quickly play it D to D. Pitawanakwat to Sturgeon to Kachego. Down low for Jacobs. As a man in motion, can't find him. He'll play it back to the point. Pitawanakwat for Kachego. Shot off a leg, goes wide. Bouncing shot, 1 save, 2 save, denied by Dawson Groen, and we're going to have a bit of a post whistle kerfuffle. And looks like we're going to have a guilty party heading to the penalty box. And a little feistiness halfway through this opening frame. 2 players off to the box. Kane Stiers of Ontario and Sandro Delacqua for Manitoba. Just trying to make the linesmen earn their pay here on the Tuesday night in Kamloops. As we'll see if anything goes up on the board or if they're just going to be coincidental minors. After Dawson Groen not 1 but 2 glorious saves in tight, including the second off the stick of Xander Kachego, all alone in the slot looking to open the scoring. As we do see 2 minutes go up on the board, so it looks like we're going to have 4-on-4 action for 11 seconds. Is the extra minor going to Team Ontario? As they still work to get it sorted out. In the early stages of this one, neither team looking to give an advantage. If you've missed the action so far, it's day 2 of the week-long tournament. Team Ontario opened with a 7-1 victory over Team Eastern Door in the North, and followed up with a matinee tie 1-1 against Alberta earlier today. This is the first time Manitoba's hitting the ice today. 2 victories on opening day. They upended Team Saskatchewan 5-3 rather, and it was a 4-2 victory over Team BC as they'll look for their first goal. Clark looks to his right, Hamlin. Power play chance for Manitoba as it comes cross crease. Rollison can't get a shot away, plays it to the point. Clark. Rollison. Back for Clark. And Rollison again. Minute 30 still to go in this man advantage. Long shot, hits a leg, it's loose. Off the toe of Rose, bobbled away and just cleared to the line. Not out by the penalty killers. Hubert Clark staying with it. He'll play it down low for Rollison. Clark to his right. Hamlin, long shot, just misses the target, bounces to the point. With pressure, Clark able to keep it in. Blade goes further than the puck as Clark's lucky. Connor Suley was too tired to give chase. He might have had a shorthanded break. But instead it will be changes on both sides of the coin here midway through this man advantage. Dick stepping wide, spinning centers, intercepted and cleared. Cooper LaBelle giving chase. Clark still out. He started this power play for Manitoba. And showing he's still got some gas left in the tank. Now he'll head off for a change. As Dick starts out for Manitoba. Gives for Otten. Noah Otten plays it around. Sturgeon trying to get there on the PK. It bounces behind the net. And that will be cleared to the line. Not out. Kept in by Haney. Carter Haney steps to the middle. Top of the circles. Lets one rip. Stopped. And held on to by Malcolm Rose, who's been equal to the task. You have to think for the Manitoba power play there, a little bit of traffic in front might have been desired as Haney stepped to the middle. But not a lot of bodies to contend with for Malcolm Rose. Saw it all the way as 5 seconds before. Well, it'll be Landon Lake Rigo likely serving the penalty, I believe it is taken by Doc Stater. He'll bring it across the blue line. Plays the puck through his own legs, but his pass intercepted, and he'll be flipped out by Manitoba. Back to 5-on-5 here with just under 8:30 to go. 0-0 score here in the opening frame between Ontario and Manitoba as Dick nearly intercepts. Couldn't come away with the puck. Bobbling in the corner. Haney coming away with it for Manitoba. We got a delayed penalty as Wyatt Dick taken down in front, and that will be Cade Metatawabin heading to the penalty box for Team Ontario. Well, 8:05 on the clock in this opening period. Shots are even 5 apiece. And it'll be the third power play opportunity of this opening frame for Team Manitoba. Manitoba wins the draw back. Rollison for Hubert Clark. Looks to his right, Hamlin. Turns, plays it to the corner. Thomas for Hamlin. To the point, Clark, long shot high over the cage. Puck's loose in the defender's feet. He can't come away with it and comes back to Hubert Clark at the point. Gives for Rollison. Clark again for Max Hamlin. Steps in, centering feed. Shot can't be found. As Julian Fedora on the spot. If he's right-handed, he might have a one-timer that finds the back of the twine, but he just couldn't corral it and get a shot away in time. Instead, sent down the ice. As across the line comes Hamlin. He'll gain the zone spin back, look for Clark. delays. They switch for Olesen and back. Hesitates to his right, Hamlin. Cross ice feed intercepted. Great heads up defending from Jake Bond to break that one up. They'll send that the length of the ice. Bond in on the forecheck. Takes a bump from Collins. With 35 seconds to go in the power play, here comes Manitoba up ice again, up the right side. Gives for Dick. Centering feed. Mitchell Thompson. Haney could not connect with Dick. It'll come to the point. Aiden Collins with it. Long shot just off target. And what a shift on the kill for Jake Bond as he'll send it down the ice again. And now he'll head off and catch a breather. 10 seconds before we see Metatawabin come back out for Ontario. And that'll do it for this man advantage. Centering feed. Dick shot. Partially blocked. Rose kicks it away. To the line, not out. Chanted Mitchell Thompson to the corner. He's battling against Sturgeon. Pops up off the glass looking for it. And Ontario able to come away with it. It's Metatawabin out of the box. And he'll send it into the zone. Give chase. 3 Ontario players coming in. And they can't find the puck. And Manitoba looks for a quick counter. This is Cade McCallum across the line. Centering feed. Mitchell Thompson. Shot. Bang into the end boards. Haney puts it towards the net. He had Dick on the doorstep looking to tip it in and couldn't find it. That one going to be up over the glass, out of play, and a defensive zone face-off is Jackson Cunningham Laux. Just putting it a little too high. And we'll get a whistle. Take a breather. And back to 5-on-5 action, which has been somewhat of a rarity through this opening 14 minutes plus. And it's Ontario with it deep in their own end, up the left wing. It's intercepted by Otten. Down low to the corner, centering feed intercepted, and Ontario comes the other way with it. It's Cooper LaBelle across the blue line. He'll feather one through. Nobody there to take it to the left side. Kept in just barely, and now it will find its way to center. And as Dockstader plays it near side for Royce Abraham, he'll play it deep. Sandro Delacqua back to play it for Manitoba. Long lead feed goes off of a Ontario defender and in deep. And they will corral behind their own net. Abraham up the right wing side. Pass too far for Lake Rigo as he'll chase Madden Cook Timchak back into the corner. 4.5 still to play, looking for the game's first goal. And it's Manitoba giving chase, chipped in by Trace Langan. Cook Timchak couldn't come away with it. Now a 2-on-1 opportunity for Ontario. McLeod has it poked away by Delacqua. Regains it. Leaves. And the shot from Metatawabin deflects wide. Not sure if Groen was able to get a piece or if that went off his own teammate in front. To the point, Metatawabin steps in, poked away by Fedora. And he'll lift one out to center, take a bump from Lake Rigo in the process. Not a clean entry for Ontario, so it'll be taken the other way by Manitoba. Hubert Clark leading the charge. Shot on, save and covered. As Malcolm Rose had Titan Lafournaise barreling down, looking for a rebound. But fantastic rebound control there from the Ontario netminder. Spent his season with the Toronto Titans U16 AAA team. And having himself a fantastic first period here on the second day of action from the National Aboriginal Hockey Championship. Ontario pressing. Kachego's shot goes well wide. Back to the point. Stiers lets it fly. And misses the target and go all the way around and out. As a big hit. Xander Kachego sends Max Hamlin flying. And his team Ontario looking to break out again. Nash Jacobs on the left wing. Gives for Kachego. He'll step across center, send it deep. And they give chase. Stolen by McDonald. Centering feed's not going to get there. Jacobs was on the doorstep, but instead it'll be Manitoba lifting it out to center. Inside 3 minutes of action still to play in this opening 20. And Manitoba looking for some kind of offense off the rush, but neither Lafournaise nor Hamlin could handle it, and it will be sent back deep inside their zone. Clark lead feed, chipped deep by Rollis, and he'll give chase. Puck's loose behind the Ontario net, and they will come away with it. Sully up the right side, long lead feed, trying to spring Bond, and he's just going to lose the icing race. The bench thought he had it, but the tie always going to go to the defender, so that'll be icing against Ontario here. 2:12 to play in this opening period. 0-0 still the score. It's been all Malcolm Rose and Dawson Groen thus far. 15 combined shots on target between these two teams so far. And as you'd expect coming in, a very even matchup. As to the line, kept in by McCallum. The second effort stolen in the corner by Langen. Langen has two defenders on him. Still maintains the puck, steps out, looking backdoor, intercepted, but puck comes free. Thompson can't get a shot away. Cleanly defended by Connor Sully. He'll bring it to the near board side. Puck pops free. Bobbling around, but it's Pickersgill able to come away with it. He's got a man streaking, but can't get it ahead, and we're going to have a whistle. Coincidental penalties look to be the call as Connor Sully and Trace Langen getting themselves acquainted here. And they'll each pick up 2 minutes to think about what they've done. So that should do it for their first period with only 1:35 to play. And the Coincidental Miners between Sully and Langen. After a quick conference, it's confirmed. Puck had already advanced, so they'll take the face-off just in front of the Manitoba bench. It'll be Rayton Dockstader and Carter Haney to take the face-off. A little scrambly off the puck drop, and Haney able to come away with it for Manitoba. He'll head back into his own zone, leaves for Delacqua behind his own net, up for Mitchell Thompson up the left side, but that's taken away by Rayton Dockstader for Ontario. His pass not handled, and it's stolen by Wyatt Dick, but he also can't come away cleanly with it as it pinballs its way around and out of the Ontario zone as the seconds tick on the scoreboard into our last minute of play here in the first period. Manitoba with it just inside their own blue line. Delacqua lead feed intercepted by Dockstader. Pitawanakwat across the line. Splits two defenders, has a third to beat, and can't. Delacqua takes it. He'll take a bump, but gets it to a teammate. They get tangled up in the corner. Referee's there. Play on, he says. And they do. Through center is Carter Haney. Across the line, but not onside. Wyatt Dick zagged when he should have zagged, and he will draw the whistle with 31.5 seconds to play. And we'll see line changes on both sides. Hank Thompson, Xander Kachego in for the face-off. As jumping off is Devin McDonald. He'll take it across the line, but only for a moment as he has it taken away. Max Hamlin under pressure, sends it around for Hubert Clark to Hamlin again. As Clark stepping around his own net. 10 seconds remaining in the period. That'll go to the Ontario line. Kachego with it. Last-ditch effort. He comes across the blue line. Tries to step to the middle. Kick to the corner by Aiden Collins. And that should do it here for our opening period. 0-0, still the score. It's been all goaltenders here for the first 20 minutes of action. So we'll take a quick break and come back, as there's still lots more to come here in the nightcap from the 2025 National Aboriginal Hockey Championship here in Kamloops. Hello and welcome back as we're set for the second period of action, and I hope anybody tuning in from Ontario has had their coffees brewing for a while, because it's going to be tomorrow for you by the time this one wraps up. But an exciting first period comes away scoreless into the second. It's a quick shot, pad save, kicked out. Rip off the wing from Ashton Pitawanakwat. Testing, growing early, and he's equal to the task. Quickly the other way, big hit. Shane Rollison sends Dockstader into the boards hard. So Ontario comes across the blue line. Sturgeon with it. Spinning away and tumbles. Can't get away from the defenders. To the slot. LaBelle's shot is kicked away. Great feed from the captain. Pitawanakwat out of the corner as well, and he's with it now. Tries to step around his man. Looks like the puck caught some water. Long point shot. Blockered away high into the air. And it'll be chipped out to center. Cade Metatawabin with it. He'll step across the line, chip it into the corner. Giving chase is Nash Jacobs. He can't come away with it, but he'll come to the line. Point shot deflects. And a save by Groen. 3 good chances early for Ontario, but it's the Manitoban netminder equal to the task. Metatawabin finding Jacobs across the line. Nash Jacobs to the backhand, taking a spill as his shot going wide. And they'll have to quickly regroup, but they don't realize their teammates still in deep, so offside the call. And a minute 26 into this middle frame. And it's all Ontario thus far. Dawson Groen. 4 huge saves early in this period to keep it a 0-0 tie. As it's Emerson Taylor replaced by Sully on the face-off, and it'll head deep into the Manitoba zone. Langen can't come away with it. Second effort, gets it cross ice to the line, not out. Second effort's there, and it's a 2-on-1. Auden has Langen with him to the middle, off his skate. Tries to feed it back, and it's no good. Couldn't pull the trigger or get the pass back, so great odd man rush chance stymied. But they're still with it. Langen has it stripped. Ontario coming quickly the other way. Taylor will send it to the corner. He takes a hard bump from Aiden Collins in the process as the loose puck poked free by Langen in his own corner. Float it to the middle. It's Auden to give chase at the red line. He'll delay, bobbles the puck, but does stay with it and get it back to his defenseman Aiden Collins. For Langen, takes a weird hop right back to him. Now Mikey Thomas across the line. Centering feed, and that's going to miss its mark. Puck tangled up in a few skates far side. Mikey Thomas goes down awkwardly. Looks like he's looking for a call, not going to get one. As Team Ontario will take it just inside their own blue line. Puck battle continues. And Langen, end of a lengthy shift for him. He'll poke it to the corner. To the line, not out now. Shot deflects wide off the skate of Royce Abraham. That was Carter Haney trying to get a shot away. As Wyatt Dick bobbles that, taken the other way by Landon Lake Rigo. And Groen out of his net to leave it for his team. Chipped up the left wing. Haney across the blue line. Takes a bump from LaBelle. Dick steals it back. Does well to recognize the delayed offside. As Ontario continues to regroup just inside their own blue line. Through center. Jordan McLeod takes a hard bump, but manages to get the puck deep. They'll battle for it in the near corner to the line, not out. Kept in by Jackson Cunningham-Laux. This is Mitchell Thompson with it for Manitoba. Cross ice feed for Wyatt Dick. He's got a 2-on-2 developing here with Haney. Leaves it. Haney, fake shot, steps around the defender. Sharp angle chance. And Rose doesn't have to move to knock it aside. And not able to keep it in offside the call. Cade McCallum coming off the bench. Thought he had it. And he'll partake in some extracurricular festivities after letting a long shot go after the whistle. And Team Ontario coming to the defense of their goaltender Malcolm Rose. McCallum can't get the pass across cleanly, but they managed to make it work, get it back up ice. McCallum gets it right back. He's under pressure. LaBelle trying to steal it. Goes forward. Dockstader can't come away cleanly with it. Now Jacobs trying to step off the wall. Down to the corner, cross screen, fast shot. They score! Ontario opens the scoring. Raiden Dockstader puts it up top, and they're going to get a whistle. No goal. We have a washout from the referee, Brandon Coop. They're going to come together and have a discussion as the net kicked off its moorings by Dawson Groen, looking to push across crease. What a feed. Heads up play from Ashton Pitawanakwat. Finding Dockstader back door. Puts it up and over the outstretched glove of the goalkeeper. But the net being kicked off its moorings results in a disallowed goal, the best opportunity we've had thus far. And some jeers coming from the Ontario faithful here in attendance tonight. They wanted to see their team go up by one. As we see referee Brandon Coop confirm it. No goal is the call on the ice. And so we will remain scoreless here. Still 15:23 to play in this second period. And lots of daylight, lots of opportunity. As Groen will look to his left. As the pressure continuing to come from Ontario here. Point shot kicked aside. Good release from Kane Stiers at the point. It's Kachego trying to get away from his man in the corner. Takes a hard hit from Clark. Puck comes free as Kachego had lost his stick. Going to be hard to generate any offense without it. As Clark to the red line. They'll get it in, but not deep into the Ontario zone, and they'll look to counter quickly. Jacobs takes a knock at the line from Clark, and he'll continue to give chase. Knocks his man off the puck. Nash Jacobs looking for an opportunity. He's knocked down as well, and it's stolen and brought out to center by Rollison. He'll play it all the way into the Ontario zone. Leaves for Thompson, centering feed. Off the post! Puck still loose! Rollison gets it high slot, blocked by a sprawling Kachego, and it'll come out. What a sequence of events. Max Hamlin on the doorstep rings it off the iron. We've got a delayed penalty, an icing call. And a whole flurry of action here as the emotions starting to rise between these two teams, and we're going to get an Ontario power play here. A slashing call to Hubert Clark. And due to the icing call, it'll be face-off in front of the Manitoba penalty box. 14-17 still remains on the clock. Lots of action still to come in this middle stanza as the penalty killers win the face-off back. Sandro Delacqua can't get it all the way down the ice. Intercepted by Sturgeon. He'll bring it across. Look to get the power play unit set up. And it's Delacqua back on it first. He'll float one out to center ice. And again, Ontario forced to regroup. It's Pickersgill sending it in deep. Sturgeon chases first on it, centering feed. Just bounces off the stick of Dockstader, and that'll go back down the ice. Some heads up defending. And a couple friendly bounces their way. Manitoba's done well And they'll get it back again. That's Madden Cook Timchak sending it down the ice as we approach the midway stage of this man advantage. Ontario yet to register a shot on target, but they'll look for one here. It's Dockstader. Delays, nearly has it stripped to the line, not out. Pickersgill keeps it in. Little give and go. Pickersgill to the line. Puts it between his two teammates, and they'll be forced to regroup. Dockstader steps through center. To his right. Sturgeon plays it deep. Playing near side now for Jacobs. Back behind the net. They'll let it go all the way to the point for Pitawanakwat. Cross ice feed. Hops over the stick of Pickersgill, and the net again has come off its moorings. And so we will get a stoppage in play. 33 seconds still remains on the power play. And an opportunity for Ontario to get some fresh legs out there, as much of that unit had seen the first minute of 20 seconds. Team Manitoba wins the faceoff, but good pressure from the power play, and Ontario takes it back. Kachego to the point. Manitoba for Kachego, looking for an open teammate in Devin McDonald in the slot, but he sees that one intercepted and sent down the length of the ice. 10 seconds to go in the power play. One last rush perhaps. Ahead for Jacobs. Has a man streaking, but he can't connect with McDonald. 20 bounce. Kachego trying to step to the middle. Has that poked off his stick. Manitoba looks to come the other way. They'll clear to center. Takes a funny bounce. Puck's still loose. And it's Ontario. Kachego able to corral it. Ahead for Nash Jacobs. Looking for the give and go. But Xander Kachego didn't know it was coming, and that will be taken by Team Manitoba. Floated out to center. Wyatt Dick giving chase. Can't come away with the puck. That'll be lifted and down the ice. First on it, Jake Bond beats out the icing call. Leaves for Emerson Taylor. Takes a bump. Has it knocked off his stick. And Manitoba looks to come the other way. Send it cross ice for Cook Timchak. He can't get across the line. They'll be forced to regroup. Dick swipes out and misses, and that'll be sent deep into Manitoba defensive zone. Battle for it on the near board side. It's Wyatt Dick coming away with it. Lead feed, Noah Outen comes across the blue line, up the left wing, leaves it for Mikey Thomas. The Manitoban captain sends it toward goal all the way around. It'll come right back to him. Long shot from the point, kick save, and it's Rose pouncing on the rebound. Hubert Clark with a great little wrist shot. Perfect one for somebody to get a tip on it. And he just didn't have a teammate's stick in the vicinity. That was the rare player in this tournament from the NAHL. And he's certainly seeing his presence found on the Manitoba blue line. He's hard to miss too with the red lid. And he's really having a game for himself as he gets the puck back off the faceoff. He'll take it right back. Clark had it poked off his stick by a defender, looking to send it on goal, and they'll look to come back the other way. Battle for it. It'll trickle to the corner. And it'll be Manitoba to come away. Langen with it. And as the battle still continues between Clark and Lake Rigo off camera. Huge hit. Still loose. Rebound, score! Manitoba opens the scoring. Mikey Thomas on the doorstep, bangs it home. Take a hit to make a play. That's the textbook definition of it right there. As huge contact heading toward the goal. But it's the Team Manitoba captain, Mikey Thomas, sitting on the doorstep and pouncing on his opportunity. After they survive a close scare earlier, the net knocked off its moorings, kept it a 0-0 game. And here we officially have our game's first goal. Mikey Thomas has a big hit. How you doing? Kane Steyer stepping up at the red line to send Hamlin sprawling. This is Manitoba stepping around a checker. Puts it to the middle. It's chipped, bounces up. And Ontario, Cooper LaBelle steps across. The blue line hasn't knocked off his stick, and that'll be lifted away. Manitoba with it in the offensive zone. Looking to center to the front. Knock to the corner, McCallum. Trying to step around his man. Shot, glove, save, Rose, and he'll hang on for the whistle. Well, just the midway point here in the second period. It was all Ontario early. Peppering Dawson Groen. They beat him, but it didn't stand. And now the momentum has shifted the other way in Manitoba with one and looking for more, but not if Team Ontario has anything to say about it. McDonald brings it across the line and into the corner. Centering pass attempt knocked away, and they'll look to regroup. Kachego comes across, takes a funny bounce to the stick of Jacobs, to the slot. McDonald, he can't get away, goes to the net. Man sent into the post, Groen with a save, and we're going to have a bit of a melee after the whistle as that was Kachego. Bumped into the post, and well, we might see some difficulties with that net peg throughout the rest of the night now, as we've seen it pop off a few times here. A little bit of animosity starting to materialize as Madden Cook Timchak jawing with the opposing bench, and looks like he picked himself up a penalty heading off to the line change. And indeed, Madden Cook Timchak picks up a 10-minute misconduct as he just parked himself and was, well, doesn't look like he was making any friends in front of the Ontario bench, and the officiating crew had seen enough. And they'll just send him to the locker room with 9:08 still to play. He'll go have a breather. So still full strength down on the ice. Team Ontario still looking for their first goal of the night, as it's Clark stepping out from behind his own goal. Steps through center. Here comes Hubert Clark. Long shot, glove save, Rose, and he'll hang on for the whistle. Well, you have to think we'll see some pairings juggled for Team Manitoba down a defender here midway through the second period. They'll get him back early in the third. Yes, Clark, nifty kick to keep it in, but it's ahead for Jacobs. Center for McDonald. Can't get a shot away. It'll come to the near corner, and Clark will send it back behind his own goal. First on it is Abraham. Pops it free, trying to spring. Kachego can't do it. Manitoba looks to counter. It's short-lived as Abraham gets it ahead for Jacob. And Jacobs couldn't come away with it. A quick transition, and oh, so close. Mitchell Thompson may have had a breakaway, but couldn't come away with the stretch pass, and it'll be sent back into Manitoba territory. Aiden Collins back to corral, and he'll head up the boards for Chanton Mitchell Thompson. He'll play it in deep. As Rose out of the crease to play it behind his own goal. Intercepted. An opportunity perhaps for Manitoba. Taken away defensively by Ontario. Pops free for Dick. Has a man backdoor. Centering feed. Can't pull the trigger. That was Gage Sutherland popping in off the point. And that'll just be lifted high and out of harm's way. They'll look for more. Here comes Manitoba. Haney across the line, steps to the middle, shot, bounces off a leg and wide. And now it's Pickersgill coming the other way. Landon Pickersgill, lead feed, trying to spring Bond. Long shot off the left wing, kicked aside by Groen, and they'll battle for it in the near corner. Bond trying to come away with it. Leaves it for Suley to the point. That shot just wide off the stick of Manitoba. And now a chance the other way, but no, Dick can't come away with it. They may have had a 2-on-1. And a second effort as it bounces free for Thomas. Centering feed, Dick shot, deflects off of Manitoba and wide. A friendly bounce for Trace Langen. He'll try and step around a man, bounces off the defender's leg, taken by Taylor to the boards, but he can't get it ahead. And they'll battle for it deep in the Ontario corner. Pops free for Langen. To the point, long shot, takes a bounce. Mikey Thomas looking for more, and we're going to have to wait and see. He knocks the helmet off of Kate Manitoba after the whistle, as those two coming together and exchanging some pleasantries. As looks like they're going to take both players to the box. As we see another whistle, might see our second misconduct in the latter stages of this second period as Cade Manitoba appears to be headed to the dressing room. But it's Mikey Thomas that was buzzing. He's got the game's only goal so far, looking for more, couldn't come away with it. Gets in the mix. Has himself coincidental penalties and, well, goads his opponent into a lengthy rest for the remainder of the period. So both teams down a defenseman for the remainder of the second period, and they'll both be able to return to play early in the third. As we'll get this one sorted out and back to the action as soon as possible. No penalties up on the scoreboard as of note. And so it looks like we will continue five-a-side hockey. 6.5 still to play in the second period, and well, looks like these boys are getting to know each other. It sets the stage for an exciting final 26 minutes of action here tonight. Had a chance to pick the brains of a few scouts heading into this one, and a few of them early predictions that this could be our final on Saturday. And if that's going to be the case, oh boy, what a rematch that would be if these two teams can find a way to cross paths again in this tournament, because this one's been a doozy thus far as it comes back to the point. Long shot from Delacqua is going to go well wide. Collins grabs it off the left point. Gives to Hamlin. Long shot. Hits a teammate in front. And I'll go to the corner. Ontario looks to come away, and they will. Kachego trying to spring Jackson Irvin. They can't connect. And his team Manitoba will send it in deep. Give Chase Hamlin first to it. Takes a bump, and it's taken away defensively by Ontario. They look to bring it the other way. And they will. Royce Abraham across the line. Leaves for Lake Rigo. To the corner, he'll give chase himself. Gets to a face, takes a hard hit. But it's to the slot. Irvin shot just wide. Might have caught the glove of Groen. As a stick going flying. Tense moments in the corner. Pickersgill. Long shot away. Man streaking for Manitoba. Can't get the puck forward. And now it will just be Ontario to regroup after chaos and mayhem in the Manitoba zone. They'll come in looking for more. It's Pickersgill. Leaves for McLeod, has that poked away to the point, to the slot. Pickersgill, shot, scores! Tie game! Landon Pickersgill. Looks like a goal and a penalty in the process as he stands on the doorstep and lets the goaltender hear about it. There's a great play as well. Jackson Irvin keeping it alive off the wall, getting it to the middle. Pickersgill just snaps one along the ice, finds the 5-hole, and won't result in a power play. Instead, Pickersgill scores a goal and he'll head down the tunnel, join his teammate in the dressing room with another misconduct as the verbal exchanges continue. Tie game, 1-1, and we're back under action. Braden Dockstader plays it to the corner, gives chase himself. He's knocked off the puck, and it's grabbed by Tyden Lafournaise. With speed through center. Bobbles, regains it. Long shot goes well wide. Clark steps into it. Sends it right back around. And it will be Cade McCallum to corral for Manitoba. They'll just float it into the Ontario zone. They'll give chase far corner. And behind his own net, Lewis Sturgeon will corral. Send it well ahead. Dockstader giving chase, but McCallum able to knock it away defensively. And now it's Hubert Clark. Chips it into the zone and gives chase himself. Sturgeon, the defender, back on it. Sends it around to the far side. Taken away by the attacker Fedora on the forecheck. And Gavin Quinnell sending his man sprawling in the midst of the battle. He'll come out to center. And it's Kacheko stepping across the offensive blue line. Can't step around his man. They'll go to the corner trying to come away with the loose puck. Nash Jacobs does. Stolen by Gage Sutherland. He's trying to spin away from his man from his knees. Jacobs trying to come away with it. And he'll just bounce out to center. Cunningham Laux will send it back in for Ontario as they'll complete the change. 3.5 to play here in an exciting second period full of emotions and intensity as Dick can't dance through the middle of the neutral zone. And that one will take a hop into the bench. And a face-off ensuing in front of the Ontario bench. As what feels like the first whistle in a while without any post-action flurries. Keeping this officiating crew on their toes. As they're set to continue. As Manitoba wanted a call, looks like the follow-through dump in from Abraham might have caught Wyatt Dick up high. Play on, says the officiating crew. As Manitoba comes across, but puck takes a funny hop. And we will be offside as we'll have tendency to do. May ice, well, it's a little warmer than through the season, so you're going to see some funny hops out there. What do we have, 23 degrees outside today, I think, here in Kamloops. And so not your prime season conditions for hockey, but hey, it's still a great night for it here in Kamloops, and we've been treated to an absolute dandy thus far, and we'll see what we've got left in store here in the final 3 minutes of this second period. Manitoba pressing. Dick takes it off the wall, takes a bump, gets it to his teammate Haney. As again, Ontario takes it but can't find a way to clear the zone. Haney behind the net, leaves it, now to Dick, to the point. McCallum lets a shot go, it's blocked. Played with a high stick. But it's Ontario knocking it down, so they'll bring it back the other way across the line. Long shot from Bond into the glove of Groen, and he'll hang on for a whistle, and we'll have a little bit more fun as Bond and Dick come together after the whistle. They've been jawing for some time. As Wyatt Dick pleading his case behind the goal. And it will be to no avail. We'll continue even strength 5-on-5 hockey here with 2.5 minutes to play in this second frame. 1-1 the score if you missed it. A disallowed goal. Oh, so close for Team Ontario. Mikey Thomas then opening the scoring midway through the second period. Landon Pickersgill tying it up, and that's where we stand. Manitoba wins the draw, sends it around the right side, trying to spring Captain Mikey Thomas. That'll be out of his reach. As Cunningham Laux back on it first, wins the race and gets his team the icing call. Will come right back down and try again. Face off to Groen's right. A little scrambly off the draw, and it's Manitoba able to come away with it. Thomas can't come away with the bouncing puck up the left wing. And it will be Langen to step back in his own zone, play it across for Collins. Ahead, Mikey Thomas chips it in, gives chase himself. He'll get to it first. Centering feet, nobody's there. Now Langen grabs it with the outstretched stick to the line. And that will come out indeed, as they'll battle for it along the far board. Hubert Clark flips it cross ice. Aiden Collins trying to get it to the net. It'll go just wide. Around but not out. Clark able to hold the zone. Sends it toward goal, and that's just deflected wide and away from harm by Rose. Minute and a half to play. Flipped ahead. It's Ontario giving chase. Jordan McLeod throwing his body around, trying to come up with the loose puck. A quintet of bodies along the near boards, and it's taken by Langen behind his own goal line. He'll play it to the center red line before it's sent right back in, delayed offside for Ontario. And then we'll come together as we hear the last minute of play announcement and a cross-checking penalty. I'll give you each one, but once Jackson Irvin came back for more, the extra shot's going to send his team to the penalty kill here with 57.8 up on the scoreboard. It's a tense affair. Third game in 2 days for both these teams. Is it tired emotions? Perhaps. Maybe they just don't like each other, and that's fair too. You're representing your province. There's a little bit of pride on the line. There's no question, and we are deadlocked at ones here. Manitoba to the power play. Collins' long shot hits a body and goes wide. Delacqua grabs it on the far hash marks. Centering feeds knocked down. And Dockstader ducks a check to send it down the ice. Sandro Delacqua behind his own net. He'll step ahead. 25 seconds left to play. They'll be forced to regroup. Now Aiden Collins steps across center, sends it deep and around. They'll give chase. Kacheko can't send it out. It's knocked down. Wyatt Dick with it behind the goal line. He's knocked down. Ontario looks to clear. 5 seconds. Delacqua holds it in for Haney. Now Delacqua, but he'll run out of time. He'll come together. Awkward collision at the buzzer. That might bring some characters together, as it looked like Delacqua trying to spin away from Kane Stiers and their skates just colliding. It's a very fun second period. Boy, they're setting us up for a finale, so we'll take a break. We're tied at 1. Pickersgill, Thomas, the scorers. Third period still to come here at the 2025 National Aboriginal Hockey Championship here from Kamloops. Hello again, welcome back inside the MacArthur Island Sports and Event Centers. We're set for the final period of hockey on this Tuesday from the 2025 National Aboriginal Hockey Championship here in Kamloops, British Columbia. As we welcome back in all the hockey fans joining us from coast to coast. And if you were like Jer in the comments wondering what the score is, it's 1-1 here as we get the third period underway. Mikey Thomas and Landon Pickersgill trading second period tallies, and that's where we stand. Jackson Irvin in the penalty box to serve his remaining minute and 3. As Ontario will start this final stanza short-handed. My name is Jamie Shinkuski to bring you this one live on YouTube as that one across the line, broken up, sent back into the Manitoba end. And they will look to regroup. It's been Hubert Clark's power play, as he's been the man to corral much of it. Couldn't get a shot through, couldn't really connect with a teammate, but he'll get it back around the boards. Let it fly, blocked, rebound, shot on Rose, the save as he stymies Julian Fedora. As a bit of a broken play, Clark sends it netward. Fedora on it, and Rose reacts perfectly to keep this a 1-1 game. 18 seconds now on that penalty. To the point, Haney will take it. Steps to the middle. Slides it along the ice. It's deflected to the corner by Cunningham Laux. Haney grabs again, looking for the tight backhander. It just trickles wide. To the point, Sutherland tries to keep it in. It's poked away. Dockstader giving chase. It'll come back for Sutherland, and he'll float it into the Ontario zone. Carter Haney to give chase for Manitoba. As Dick tries to send that one netward, hits a body, goes up out of play. So we're back to even strength. And the penalty box is starting to empty a little bit, as if you missed it, 3 misconducts handed out for. Now I'm guessing they weren't complimenting each other, but Madden Cook Timchak back into the action, and he'll take the puck at the point there. Centering feed knocked down. Haney stays with it, steps around his man. And he'll come back to the line. Cook Timchak for Mitchell Thompson. He looks cross ice, can't connect with his man, and Ontario will rim it around, look to start a breakout. Devin McDonald for Kachego. That one takes a deflection high up and into the stands, out of play, so we will get ourselves a whistle. And another opportunity for a line change here, Manitoba. Sending out Otten, Langen, and Thomas. As Dawson Groen looks to his right, puck's down, play continues. Jacobs spinning, fires, and it hits a body up out of play. As Nash Jacobs, a nice scoring chance off the face-off. Just took a weird hop in his direction, and he did his best to take advantage of it. Referee Derek Hatch saying, what do I do with the puck? I don't drop them. No, that's for the Lions people to do, and well, they do. We're back underway. Chigo giving chase in the corner, takes a big bump there as Manitoba able to come away. Thomas leading the charge. As Langen with him, can't get the puck there as it's knocked away by Sturgeon. Still with it behind his own net. And a pop free. And loose in the corner, Jacobs first on it. Kachego floats it out to center ice. That'll be played with, yes indeed, a high stick by Sandro Delacqua. And that'll cause a stoppage in play. And unfortunate timing for the Manitoban defender, as that will result in a defensive zone face-off, as they'll complete a line change. Thompson wins it back defensively for Manitoba. Looking for a stretch feed to Spring Hamlin, and it'll just chip it in and give chase. Jackson Cunningham Laux back on it first. And they'll look to bring it the other way. A 2-on-1 chance now. Here's Bond. Shot on, bouncing, puck early, whistle coming. As you see, referee Hatch tapping his chest saying, "My bad, fellas." Early on that one. And probably, hey, thanks from the netminder. As I'm sure that's one he wanted to have back anyhow. And not really an imminent scoring chance, so no harm, no foul as that one sent down the length of the ice. And another offensive zone opportunity here for Team Ontario. As much like the beginning of the second period, they're really dictating the pace of play to start this third and final frame. It'll be Emerson Taylor for Ontario, Hank Thompson for Manitoba in to take the face-off. It'll be again one back by Manitoba. Clark rims it around the boards. Not enough for icing. As Cunningham Laux back, he'll go D to D. Abraham looks up the wall. And Suley takes a bump while playing it in. Manitoba coming back the other way. Rollison takes the feed. He'll go to the corner. To the point now. Collins, D to D. Clark, shot blocked by Connor Suley, and that'll pop out to neutral ice. Now it's Hank Thompson trying to drive wide up the right side. Centering feed. Clipped a defender's skate. Now it's Rollison with it. Shane Rollison to the line. Collins long shot takes a hop. Still loose. First on it is Hamlin. To the point, Clark. His shot will go wide. Collins keeping it alive. Abraham taking a big hit as he loses the puck. Rollison steps around the net, spins, fires. Rose with the save, and he will squeeze. Hang on for the whistle. And as again, the animosity ramping up between these two teams. It's been no shortage of entertainment as these two teams getting to know each other intimately in the mid stages of this round robin, and you just have to hope that there's a rematch in store this week. And maybe a little bit of that, just setting the tape for what might be yet to come in this championship, as Fedora keeping it alive for Manitoba. Can't find a teammate. Now a chance for Ontario as it pops up out to center. Gage Sutherland first back on it defensively for Team Manitoba. 4 minutes expired here in this third period as that one's going to go down for icing. Sutherland couldn't gain the red line, couldn't find a teammate. And so an opportunity here for Ontario with the offensive zone draw. Defensive zone win. Lafournaise gets it back. He'll take it out of the corner himself. Chips it off the glass to the line. Not out. McLeod keeps it in for Ontario. They'll come around the near board side. Again, kept in. And Sutherland, toward the end of his shift, able to find a teammate. Now he'll get his change as McCallum brings it across the offensive blue line. Centering feed, shot wide by Fedora. McCallum corrals it behind the offensive goal line. To the point, Del Aqua. Shot goes wide. Fedora on it for Manitoba. Cycles for Quinnell. That'll pop below the goal line. Cleared out by Cunningham Laux. Now Manitoba looking to regroup. Takes a bounce. Fedora, shot, save, puck's loose. I'll come to the corner. Here's Lafournaise. Spinning. Centering feed. Played by a high stick, but that'll be negated as his opponent plays it first, and Cunningham Laux will rim it around. No teammate waiting. It's Cook Timchak. Keeps it in, but now it's McLeod to play it out to center. Across the offensive blue line comes Lake Rigo. Landon Lake Rigo to the corner, and he's at the end of a shift, so he'll just leave it there, get a change as Manitoba looks to regroup, and a penalty coming as Jordan McLeod upended his man. And to be fair, trip will be the call. I think he could have gone with a couple options and a 4-minute power play ensuing. So a slew foot tripping call to Jordan McLeod. Had to wait to see what was coming. Tripping was on the table. Interference perhaps as well. I think that puck was well cleared. But nonetheless, that'll send Manitoba to the power play there. 0 for 3 thus far, and a chance to make good on this one as Clark takes it off the draw for Hamlin and takes it back. This is Hubert Clark for Rollison. Shea Rollison centering feed. Fedora can't get a stick on it. I think it was just ticked in front by one of the penalty killers, and so again, Team Ontario. And they do well to send it down the ice. Max Hamlin for Thomas. Rollison spinning, but takes a bump. Shot attempt was blocked. It comes out, and it's played by a high stick from Hubert Clark, and that will result in a face-off in front of the Manitoba bench. And yet another beginning to a very chippy and difficult Ontario penalty kill. They've still got a lot of work to do, but so far so good as Manitoba looking to get the game's first power play goal. This is Haney across the blue line. He'll step in, look to get set up, plays it around the near side for Noah Otten. Otten leaves for Collins, shot, bounces to the net, snagged by Malcolm Rose as he hangs on. It's a heads-up shot from Collins, gets it through off a defender's stick and takes a couple bounces on its way to the twine. And in a game like this, we were talking about how hot it's been in Kamloops. We hit 33 degrees last week. That's not prime conditions for a hockey rink in the ice. You're seeing a lot of funny bounces. Well, take advantage of them. Maybe that's the way you find the go-ahead goal here, but not to be outdone. Malcolm Rose between the pipes, equal to the task on that one. Power play continues. Shot saved by Rose. Flashes the leather again to deny. Chanton Mitchell Thompson, who was stepping off the half wall, gives his head a little shake. He wanted that one to have a little bit more favorable of a result, but he'll step in to take the face-off against Xander Kichego. Draw one back by Manitoba. Carter Haney. Collins, far side. Otten with the shot. Loose in front, and it's cleared by Jackson Cunningham Laux. Great patience with the net front defender. I'm not sure that one made it through to the net, but it didn't have to. Cleared away by the Ontario penalty kill yet again, and they'll look to do it once more, and they will. Through center, Nash Jacobs going to step ahead, maybe looking for a shorthanded chance. Jacobs, it's not there, and he will just delay. Long shot from Royce Abraham. Not sure that one ever had a chance anyhow, as he'll step back. There's a couple players getting tangled up on the power play breakout. Noah Otten loses the handle, regains it in the offensive corner. Dishes for Wyatt Dick, centering feed blocked by Abraham. Dick with it again. Half wall for Hamlin. He'll step off. Delays. Shot just over top of the twine. And that will be rimmed around to the line. Not out. Clark keeps it alive for Hamlin. Back for Clark. Long shot through traffic. Rebounds loose. Great save, Rose. Haney stays with it. Out for Hamlin. Shot blocked in front by Cade Metatawaban. A minute still to go in this double minor. Clark shot tipped in front, just goes wide. Haney on it. Centering feed. Knocked down, and Manitoba able to clear. 50 seconds still remains in the man advantage. Under all kinds of pressure. And Team Ontario bends but does not break. It's Hamlin gaining the line, sending it in and around. Clark stepping up, can't get it there. Short-handed chance. Cooper LaBelle, if he can get to it. No, that puck's just going to have too much behind it. It'll trickle behind the goal line. And he'll just leave it there. And do well to expire a few precious seconds off of this man advantage. Rollison leaves for Thomas. Nearly has it stolen to the line. Clark wasn't anticipating the pass, and that will come out to center ice. Plays it ahead for Hamlin. He'll step across the offensive blue line. Penalties expiring. Centering feed knocked away by Sturgeon. Near side, Bond chips it, not out. And it's Manitoba. It's Mikey Thomas, steps to the middle, poke check, spinning, blocked, still loose, cleared again. This time by Landon Pickersgill. Ontario's goal scorer in this one. Finally saw his 10-minute misconduct expire, so he's back in the action. Long shot. End of the lengthy shift and a chance the other way. Here's Bond, steps across the line, pokes it forward. Shot saved by Groen. As Connor Suley didn't get all the mustard he wanted behind that one, and we again are going to have some extracurriculars. And Emerson Taylor looks to be the guilty party. And that will send Manitoba back to the power play. They've been dangerous, but have not yet converted. A sixth opportunity beckons for them here. As I had an opportunity to chat with some family members from Team Ontario during the intermission, and their message was simple: no more stupid penalties. And you have to think that one at the other end of the ice after the whistle is not what they're looking for. As Haney steps off the wall, shot saved by Rose, and now they'll clear. Kachago looking for a short-handed opportunity. 1 against 2. He'll just hit the line, send one wide of target. But again, Ontario does well to knock away a chance and send it down the other way. This is Noah Auden trying to gain the zone. He'll have to stop up and send it all the way around. Giving chase is Mitchell Thompson to the point. Collins plays it to the half wall. Haney steps off, looks cross ice. Auden with a shot. Save, no, rebound. Great rebound control from Malcolm Rose. Takes it off the blocker side shoulder, but puts it right into a spot he can pounce on it. And nothing doing there. As Team Manitoba continues to press, they now have a fairly decisive shot advantage, 27-19. The tally we're seeing here in the arena tonight. And much of that coming on this nearly 6 minutes straight of power play time. This is Captain Mikey Thomas, the goal scorer, spinning on the half wall. He'll leave for Shea Rollison. Rollison to the point, Clark. Long shot, save and cleared. And it's Pickersgill on the spot to provide that support to his netminder. Halfway through this man advantage. Some opportunities, but no goals as Clark brings it across the line, sends it cross ice. Rollison looks to step off the half wall. His shot goes wide, far side, and that will go all the way back down into his own zone. Max Hamlin back to grab it for Manitoba. 25 still remains in these. Penalty to Emerson Taylor as they come across the line. Abraham intercepts. He'll send that down. That should probably do it for this iteration of the Manitoba power play, which is now going to go 0 for 6 on the night. Quick lead feed trying to spring Fedora. Splits the D. Fedora backhander. Kick save Rose. Manitoba has the penalty expiring. Taylor's back in the action. Looking to come up with the puck. He'll knock it into the corner. He and Sully give chase. McCallum up the right side. Haney through the middle for Dick. He looks to come up the left wing. He'll just chip it in, facing too many defenders. Now look, Mitchell Thompson can't connect. And that one will be floated out to center ice. As off camera, Wyatt Dick a little bit shaken up after trying to deliver a hit on the forecheck. Now he looks no worse for wear. He's still in on the action as Cunningham Laux will gain the line, send it deep. Still a tie game here. Late in this third period, we'll see if somebody can find that go-ahead marker in the third. But it's been a goaltender's battle. As Mitchell Thompson behind the net. Trying to find Haney far side. Takes a hop. He can't stay with it. And that's McDonald bringing it ahead into the Manitoba zone. Cook-Timchak chips it ahead. Haney streaking up the right wing side, leaves it for Dick. This is Wyatt Dick behind the goal. Looking for a teammate to find and give an opportunity to. He'll circle the zone, top of the circles, lets it rip. And that will go off a stick up into the rafters. And a stoppage in play here. 6:04 remains. And we are still deadlocked at ones. The Pickersgill and Thomas second period tallies is where we stand, and we're still looking for somebody to step ahead of this one in the late stages. Face off to the near hash mark. Lafournier can't step off the wall with it. Ontario looks to come back the other way. They've got a odd man rush not in their favor as the odd angle shot from Cooper LaBelle not going to do anything, squeezed and held on to by Groen in goal. A good opportunity for them to take a collective breath and regroup as they've been on their heels a little bit, killing penalties through the mid stages of this period. And they'll look to pour on some pressure at the other end of the rink. Cooper LaBelle on the face-off. He's going to get waved out as it wasn't coming set properly. And it'll be Dockstader in. He'll win it back. LaBelle, quick shot, rebounds loose. Dockstader in the slot, spins, fires just high and wide. And it's Clark back on it defensively. Spins in the corner. He'll backhand it all the way around the zone. Langan coming out to center, has it stripped off his stick. Long shot. Slightly bobbled by Rose, but he had lots of time to pounce on that with a pair of four checkers coming in to prevent him from playing that out to a defender. Well, Manitoba going to change up their offensive unit. We'll see Titan Lafournier is centering a line with Gavin Quinnell and Julian Fedora to come out. And as Dockstader able to win that draw back, they'll chip it out. Bouncing puck, that could have been an odd man rush chance, but no, coming the other way. Lafournier's looking to step around his man and has that one broken up. They'll come all the way back for Clark to regroup. Centering feed. Bounces off of his intended target stick, but they'll still get it down into the offensive zone. Ontario will chip it out to center. A little D-to-D play. They'll send it right back where it came from. Nice looking breakout for Ontario. See if they can materialize as Clark does well to intercept and break up that opportunity for Ontario. As Gavin Quinnell will just send that one in deep. Battle for it in the near corner. Abraham has it pinned up against the board with a pair of Manitoba players battling against him. He'll come away with it. Abraham will play it to the line. Not out. Kept in. Quinnell steps to the middle. Long shot blocked off the foot of Metatawabin. Bouncing puck. And it'll be corralled by Ontario. Jake Bond across the line. Trying to step around his defender. Can't do so. To the line. Abraham able to keep it in. He'll just send it back in deep. Takes a bounce. And it'll be brought ahead by Lafournaise. Ontario looking to counter through center. Bounces over a couple sticks, and now a chance for Bond to bring it ahead. His shot goes wide as he didn't have any teammates in support. And now Manitoba again chips it out to the neutral zone. It's McCallum back to lead the breakout. Centering feed for Rollison. Dishes for Hamlin. Toe drag shot just misses target to the near hash marks. On it is Rollison. He'll take a couple bumps from defenders. Pops free to the line. Hamlin for Cook Timchak, and he didn't quite get all of that one. Bit of a knuckle puck on goal, and that'll be snagged by Rose. He'll hang on for the whistle. Is that certainly going to be the second opponent that the teams have to face? It'll be the ice conditions. You know, there's been a lot of hockey played here. There will be a lot through the week, and it's not going to get any colder outside, so the cooling unit will do its best, but I think you're going to see a lot of bouncing pucks and see who can get those fortuitous bounces their way. As here's one for Jacobs. Leaves, shot from Kachego, couldn't get it through. And now Manitoba, a chance to clear. Max Hamlin will just lift it high and out through center into the Ontario zone. Steyer's back on it. He'll give for Cunningham. Laux will lift that out to center. Cook Timchak under pressure from LaBelle. Spins toward the boards with 2.5 to play. Stepping potentially into next goal wins territory here. It's across the line. Mitchell Thompson delays. Long shot blockered away by Rose. Cook Timchak in the offensive corner. To the point, Mitchell Thompson, his shot blocked, he gets it back, he'll send that one towards goal, tipped wide. Hamlin looking for a friendly bounce in front, but sent it too far the other way. And Landon Peckersgill back for it with Ontario, his lead feed, trying to connect with Ashton Pitawanakwat, and that was out of, well, it was right within his reach, but he hadn't gained the red line, and so that will be an icing call, and a bit of tired legs. Manitoba making the line change, looking to take advantage of it. It's the line that's produced their only goal of the contest thus far, with Captain Mikey Thomas lining up in the left wing position. As it's Dockstader coming away with it off the draw. We'll go away with it up the left wing side. But again, that one doesn't get the deflection they're looking for, so still not able to change. With inside 2 minutes to play still, with some tired legs on the ice, they'll have to go and defend. Now look for another strong effort off the face-off from Dockstader yet again. Well, it'll be Pitawanakwat in to take it this time, as we'll see. Noah Otten tossed out. Trace Langen in now to take the face-off. Manitoba wins it back. Clark sends an awkward one towards goal, just wide right. Langen in the corner, trying to come away with it under all kinds of pressure from Pickersgill to the line. Clark's shot just wide off the glass. 1.5 to play. Manitoba pressing for the go-ahead marker. Otten. He'll lead for Thomas. Tired defenders on the ice. Mikey Thomas just keeps it in. Collins looking cross ice. That's deflected away from Clark. Hilcorral sends it in front. No teammate there. And it's Thomas. Comes in hard on the forecheck, trying to come away with a loose puck. They go to the corner. And it's Manitoba able to come away with it. Otten looking for the centering feed. It's poked away to the point. That one going to go wide as we're into the final minute of play. That one sent down the ice, and it'll come down again, icing the call against Team Ontario. And now a very tired crew out to defend for the Ontarians. Looks like a couple players did have an opportunity to get a change, though, and they will call their timeout. And a wise one to take. You had to think that one was coming. And it does look like Jackson Irvin and Connor Suley have snuck out. There's a partial line change. As you know, for Ontario, I mean, they'll draw up a play, but mostly this is to give those guys a chance to catch their breath. And on the flip side, an opportunity for Manitoba to try and draw something up off the offensive face-off. And it looks like it will be to the near face-off circle. So with time expiring, can Ontario continue to work some defensive magic, or does Manitoba have a trick up their sleeve off the draw? It'll be both 17s in to take it, one back. Sutherland can't get the shot through, bounces through the slot far side. Dick sends an awkward one through, and that's knocked away by Rose. To the near side, Sutherland keeps the offensive drive alive. Haney stepping off the wall to the slot, shots off a leg and into the corner. Wyatt Dick for Haney, 30 seconds to play. McCallum, long shot goes high and wide. Now Suley, he'll lift it down the ice, and that again will go for icing with 21 seconds to play, and this tired group still trapped out there for Team Ontario. Another line change for Manitoba. They'll send back out the Otten, Thomas, and Langen line. As Thomas sneaks off the draw, trying to center it. Scramble in front, puck is loose to the side of the goal. Can they find it in the dying seconds? That'll be cleared away. Suley to the line, doesn't bounce out, still there, now it will. And with 6 seconds, you have to think that should just about do it. A feisty affair is going to go right down to the final buzzer, but nobody can find that go-ahead tally. So it's the pair of goals in the second period that stand to be the difference. And both teams will remain undefeated in this one. It was Mikey Thomas to open the scoring. It was answered by Landon Pickersgill. And that is where we stand. Team Manitoba, Team Ontario play to a 1-1 draw here on Tuesday night. And with that, we will bid you farewell. Thank you so much for tuning in from wherever you are across our beautiful nation. And we'll see you tomorrow, where there's still tons of hockey action to come in the 2025 National Aboriginal Hockey Championship here from Kamloops. But for now, we say good night.